morning, and how do you do? We sunshiny faces, and this is the way we start a great day.
Well, what an intro. Oh my goodness, that was so good. Welcome to another episode of the Roughly Related to Reselling podcast. I'm Perry Phillips. I go by Pothead Picker on Instagram. That was my daughter. She was like wanting to talk into the mic and stuff when I was getting it set up. And so I was just letting her do her thing. So we recorded a couple things, and I told her I would use one for the podcast. So that was the most coherent one that she did. So yeah, I usually hate when people like use their kids for like clicks and likes and shit. So I'm not going to even, you don't get to see her or anything like that, but that was her little voice. So, and then trying to get her fucking off of the podcast stuff so I could use it. Like, I'm now down. I don't have a ton of time today, so I might have to do 2 parts and just pause it and finish it up, because I do want to consistently do an hour. But like last week, I just was not. I started losing steam. I don't know what was going on, so who knows? Whatever. So here we are, another week. There's actually a promising yard sale this weekend. So they didn't actually advertise it. They did. I mean, they put it in like one of the local community groups, but they haven't posted it again. So I just hope with ones like that, they just don't advertise it again. But it's at like this community center nearby that I always have luck there. So they said that it's a bunch of stuff. I don't think they've done this sale in the spring before. So we'll see what happens. So I'm excited. Hoping that there'll be some stuff, but of course my wife works, so I'll have to possibly bring one of the kids because my mom can't watch both of them. It's really a fucking pain in my ass. Yeah, the little one's actually not bad anymore. She's like, she doesn't really explore too much like she does. She gets into some stuff, but not like crazy. And she's but she listens. Like for a 1-year-old, if you're like, hey, don't do that, she actually listens. Like my other one never listened. She's like, no, fuck you. She still doesn't. She's like, oh, fuck you, I'm gonna do my thing. So she's kind of like me. It's funny how you see your kids in yourself, or yourself in your kids. Yeah, but they're definitely different people than me. So anywho, I just watched the trailer for X-Men 97, the new animated show that's coming out on Disney Plus, which I know some people have beef with Disney Plus. I like some of the stuff they put out. I know some of it's like pandering, and it's funny because they'll be like, call shit woke and all that stuff, and it's like, it's just about money. Like they just think that they're, you know what I mean? Like I don't think that Disney is trying to, they maybe, who knows, but I feel like that's just like they go with the times of what people on the internet are talking about, which they should just like go ask what real people are talking about, because people on the internet are just fucking, I mean, if you're spending most of your time on the internet, you're barely a person anymore. Just some fucking weirdo. Like I try to have conversations on the internet, and it just, I just talked about this before, but I just feel so like just not genuine, disingenuous, and it's just very bizarre. It's a bizarre way to communicate. Although I did like AIM, because it was like you would just have like conversations. AIM back in the day, AOL Instant Messenger. I think my username was Stained Lunchbox. I didn't actually have like 69 or anything like that, but I was a big fan of Stained, and I thought that when Jay calls Silent Bob Lunchbox, I thought that was hysterical, so I did Stained Lunchbox. Was my, but it's actually a good username. You know, anytime I go on and play games online, like video games online, and I see some of the usernames, it always trips me out how they're like I'd never get any, like there'll be like symbols and random numbers and letters, and I can never understand what it is I'm looking at for a majority of the names that are on there. And anytime I play video games online, I fucking stink. Like, I'll go on and try to play something, and like, I'll play it when it first comes out. Like I played what the fuck was that one, that most recent like battle royale game? The oh fuck, it's gonna drive me crazy. The one with the A. I don't remember. It was recent. Apex Legends. There we go. Apex Legends. And like when it first came out, I would play it and I'd do so. But then after like a few weeks, it's just like, it's as soon as you step foot in the game, you fucking get blasted. It fucking sucks. Anytime I try to play those type of games, I just get murdered instantly, and it's just not fun. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know how people get that good at games. I guess you have to play them a lot. Which I mean, the most I play video games a day is like an hour. So I actually just finished Jedi Survivor, and it's a good game. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Thought some of the boss fights were really tough. It was fun. It was a good game. But the ending was kind of, I didn't really like the character of Bode. If you played the game, I won't spoil the end, but it was fun. I liked it. But so now I'm like trying to take a break from video games for a little bit. So I'm going to just, instead of do video games, I'm going to like list or do something like that. So I just made a sale today. We're trying to go to Las Vegas in April. And so I just made a sale today. I had a bunch of like sealed stuff that I bought a few years back that's accumulated and appreciated in value. I didn't really want to sell it off, but I kept a good amount of it. I kept all my Pokemon stuff, but I sold some of the NFL Mosaic today. So I sold like to one dude 21 boxes for $900. So it was a cash deal. And that's going straight to Vegas. Whether it's like, we're bringing the kids to Vegas, so it's not going to be, as fun as it should be. But we will be definitely having some fun. So, yeah, there's that. I started going through vintage posters, and I think I said that last time, but, even with like the damage, because a few of them got damaged in the flood, I sold one for $40 today. Then I sold another one for like $15. So those are selling, and of course I just found like another stack of posters. I thought I was done. And it's not like I don't mind. They're pretty easy to list too, because it's like, I know if you do on eBay, that I the way I've been doing it, like I get steady sales. Even like right now when people are complaining about it being slow, like I'm cashing out my bank like every day. And I used to let it sit for a little bit, but now I like cash out every day, because there was one time when they like put my shit on hold, and I was like, you're not gonna fucking put my money on hold. So luckily that was a quick hold, but there was like $300-$400 in there at the time that I couldn't touch. I'm like, fuck that. So now I don't leave any of that money in there. Like I used to pay myself weekly on eBay, and now I just take it out every day. And yeah, with shit, where was I going with this? Oh yeah. So yeah, it's not that I like don't like doing the vintage posters, but like anytime you have a bunch of one thing and you got to just keep doing it, it gets just kind of tedious. And so, back to that's what I was originally talking about, but then I was talking about item specifics. And so with the item specifics, I feel like if you fill them out more, it helps with your sales. I know people don't like to fill that stuff out, but I feel like it does if you like do it so it's the check mark, like, so they don't hit you up for more specifics. I feel like it does help with not having to pay, because I never pay for promotion. I haven't even done the math to see if I should pay to promote it, but I've heard that like even if you pay to promote it, it doesn't necessarily help with sales. So I just, and if you list decent stuff, like I said, like those posters, I listed a bunch of them, and like some of them sold right away. And then Others, not so much. So we'll see what happens. These ones seem like they're in a little bit better shape. So hopefully I can sell them for a little bit more. And then go from there. And then I'm starting to plan for my yard sale. I was going to wait and do it during during May when they do the town-wide. But I don't know. I want to try to do it before we go to Vegas. So, and I've been like hardcore looking at storage units now. I keep trying to get a good storage unit. Anytime I find one that I want, it either disappears before I go to bid on it or just gets bid way high. So I just keep checking. I might change the location too. I was looking at my old hometown and like it's kind of ghetto, so I don't know if people just don't want to go there for that reason, but a lot of the storage units don't end up like going for a ton. I don't know if the people just assume it's stolen and they're just afraid to buy it, or so who knows. But I mean, hey, I think once you buy it from a storage unit, it's yours. I don't think there's anything they can do about it. I have no idea how the law works though. But yeah, I missed out on one. I was like bidding last week against somebody and it got up to like 140, which was way higher than I wanted to go. And so I had to tap out. I was going to go up $10 more, but that's always when you win it and they're just like, fuck, I just overpaid for this thing. So at least if you are the person who overpaid, you don't have to have that feeling. So I'm very cheap with lockers. I like to buy them cheap. The first one I got was really good, but I paid like $200. It's really hard to get them for anything less than $200. You really gotta like hope that somebody falls asleep at the wheel, which I don't understand how some people like just bid them so high with some of the stuff that I see. Anyway, I haven't come into video games in a while. I don't know why I was just thinking of this. I thought about it, like usually in the spring, I put out an ad saying that I'm buying stuff. So I haven't done that yet. And I feel like I should. It's just you have to deal with a lot of fucking stupid ass people. And then sometimes people will, like this one lady, I remember she hit me up and she had all these things that I wanted. And I messaged her back and she like completely would not answer me. And I knew she was seeing my messages. It got to the point where I was like annoyed that she just wouldn't reply. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you hit me up initially. So I think somebody else saw it before I did and sniped it, which is really annoying. I always tell people to message me whenever I put out an ad. I'm like, send me a message. Because then inevitably somebody does something like that where they post and then somebody friggin' snipes it from you. And it's so frustrating. I should have hit her up and been like, offered her way more than it was worth. I've been like, hey, I'll give you, just fucking around. Be like, I'll give you $2,000 for this. When in reality, it's worth like, $400 or $500. And then that way, if they sold it to somebody else for that, they'd be like, oh, fuck, I fucked up. You know what I mean? So I didn't think about that till just now. So it's been a while since I've thought of like yard sale punishment for keeping your sign up. But I don't want to forget about that because I feel like that's a list that needs to keep going. Because the yard sale season's coming up. It's going to be a blast. Until you go to fucking follow a sign for 40 miles that's not existent because it was fucking 2 weeks ago. That's what you could do. You could... Oh, that's kind of kidnapping. I was going to say you could, like, pick them up. Like, I don't know how you would do that without forcing them in your vehicle. And then drive them for, like, 40 minutes out of their way. Or like if you knew how to hack, you could hack their GPS one day when they're using it and just make them like waste their time going like way out of their way, and then like have a message pop up as their car shuts down going 80. Okay, the last part's a little bit dramatic, but something's got to be done about these people. So that's why I don't want to forget about it. Anyway, my daughter has gymnastics today. I don't have to go. Not that I don't want to. I like to go. But when you go and you take my youngest, it's just, you just are chasing her the whole time. So you're there for like 45 minutes to an hour just chasing this kid around. And then she wants to go talk to everybody. So then you have to stand awkwardly. I mean, that's not the worst part. It's not bad. And you just sit there and you watch them through this two-way mirror that they can see you in. And yeah. They're like on the other side, so you can't even really see shit. But yeah. So yeah, we've been trying to figure out. Oh fuck, this is what I want to talk about. When I went to the grocery store to get like flowers for my mom and my wife, because my daughter wanted to get them the flowers for Valentine's Day. We already made them cards, did all that shit. And man, the fucking prices on the flowers are so crazy. I can't even believe it. It's like $9.99 for a single rose, which I don't know if that's cheap or not, but it's already like looking pretty haggard. And so then it was like $30 for a friggin' dozen, which like, and they weren't good roses. I feel like roses used to be like $16 to $20, and I thought that was expensive. It's crazy. Grocery prices are fucking insane. So crazy. It's not enough eBay shit that I can sell to keep paying for these fucking groceries. My God. Thinking about doing whatnot. I've got a lot of like lots of stuff. Like not like I've got lots of stuff. Like I've got lots. Like lot A, lot B of stuff. So I've got like Monster High dolls. I've got Lego minifigures. I've got like action figure accessories. So I'm thinking of doing to start doing action figure accessories and just doing like a minimum purchase amount and because it'll take me a few whatnots to get through the accessories and just start there and do that. But I hear it's a lot of work. Not that I'm like afraid of a lot of work. I just would have to figure out like a date ahead of time and then have like everything set so that way I can, be ready to go. So I'm not fucking fumbling around looking like a fucking dipshit while I'm trying to sell some stuff. And then I've got like comic books. I might do like lower end independent comics. So keep an eye out for that if you actually listen to this podcast. If you just got through the part with my daughter and then stopped listening, that's probably okay as well. We watched the Marvels the other day. It was fun. I didn't have a problem with it. Thought it was a little cheesy at times. The singing and dancing scene that everybody bitched about was pretty unfun to watch. Because I was having fun up until then. I was like, this is... But if the place actually exists in the comics, then, I mean, what can you say? You know what I mean? So, it was just kind of a weird, stop. But then she's like, I can speak whatever. So it was only like a couple of lines. It wasn't even like it was that bad. So, but I fell asleep towards the end. So I can't honestly tell you how they ended up winning or what they ended up doing. but I did wake up for the post-credit scene. And it wasn't like, I didn't fall asleep because I was bored. It was just, I'm just tired most of the time. Fell asleep last night watching, took me like 4 tries to finish the end of episode 4 of the new He-Man Revolution show. So I've had fun watching it. I thought it's great. I think it's good, It's entertaining. So I know that's not really related to reselling. Still, I'm getting my taxes together. I think that's what I'm doing tomorrow, is going to get all my tax shit together. And then we got to get that done. So I just pulled a bunch of receipts that I've been saving. I'm very unorganized. I know I've said that before. I just don't know how to get more organized. It's not in my DNA. It would take physical, a personal trainer for getting organized. I just don't know how people do it every day. If they have an organized area, especially with kids, because they just fucking destroy everything. It's we spend, and then there's people that clean up throughout the day. When these kids make a mess, I'll do it occasionally if I don't think we're going to be back in an area. You know what I mean? If we're downstairs, I'm all right, I'm going to clean this up once we are going upstairs and we're not coming back down here. And then, once they go to bed, then you tackle the rest. But there's days that I'm just dude, I'm not doing it. It's just, these kids just make a fucking mess. And then the next day, my daughter is always hey, someone cleaned up here. It's yeah, dude, it was fucking me and your mom, you fuck. So she's funny. The other day, she was she put her, I had just shaved my beard, so I got a mustache going right now. And so I was put my cheek up against her cheek, and she was you're prickly. And I said, no, you're prickly. And she was you're prickly. My cheeks are soft. And it was so funny. And so I told her mom that, and now she does it as a joke. So she's got little bits that she does. She loves to tell little jokes. And she's always singing. And so earlier today she was she had her little Gabby's Dollhouse guitar, and she was oh, I gotta get up on the stage. And she walked up on the steps over on the thing. So this kid definitely is an attention, loves the attention, and she gets enough of it. It's not like she doesn't get attention. So it'll be interesting to see how her life pans out. But I like to stay in the moment and live in my 3-year-old world. So I don't like to speculate. I just like to document and observe and report as it happens. So we just had a snowstorm. It's been 2 years. Last year and the year before, it snowed once or twice, which is weird for New England. But then the year before, I forgot, we had lost power for a few days. We were without power for a few days, and I think it was I can't remember how many days it was, 3 days maybe. But yeah, we were running on generators because otherwise the basement would have flooded. So that sucked. So it was nice the last 2 years. And then this snowstorm was just it started at 9 o'clock in the morning and finished at 3. And it was a decent amount of snow, but we got to make a snowman. And then we got to karate kick it today. And then my daughter was fucking humming ice balls at me. I was dude, those are hard. So she kept throwing them at me. She thought it was funny. And yeah, so this sale this weekend, it's at the community center. I'm hoping that there's not a ton of people, but anytime I bring one of my kids, they usually let me in So I think I'm bringing the oldest. It's just too hard to bring the younger one. So I'd have to put her in a stroller. She can't be strapped onto me anymore. My oldest, she'll actually go. And she's not just, she'll kind of listen. She's in public and there's people around, she'll she's pretty good about listening. She's like gets shy or whatever. So who knows? But I'm hoping to find some stuff. I hope I find some like real good stuff. So, but yeah, that's Saturday. It's also like a moving sale, so I'm hoping that there's more sales picking up going forward. And then when I have my sale, when I'm in Vegas, I'm definitely going to hopefully hit up some yard sales. Definitely, hopefully hit up some yard sales. I anticipate there being some. So I don't know what their yard sale season is. But we're staying in like a residential area, so I'm hoping that there'll be some good stuff. And then hit some thrift stores. Get enough to pay for the trip back. So, yeah, I still got some mushrooms I need to finish taking. I just looked and saw them. Well, I saw the hiding spot for them. Way up where the kids can't get to them. They're like dust by now. So I don't know if they're even going to do anything. I might have to make them into tea. I got them for free. I hate to waste them because I love me some mushrooms. I actually need to do some mushrooms soon. I've done mushrooms and gone to yard sales. When I first was yard selling, like it was like not like actual, it was like the chocolate bars. So it was like micro dosing. But still, it's definitely makes for like a brighter experience if you're doing some mushrooms while you're yard selling. I think it like helped, honestly, because it's like if you do a little bit, like I think that's what people don't understand about microdosing. It's like, and I'm like using that term loosely. I don't necessarily know if what I might have just taken a little bit, but whatever. It's like I'll take like a little bit, and I can like, because I have shitty eyesight, so it's like my focus gets better. I feel like my eyesight gets better, and I can like, a lot of times when I go to a sale, I'm like do, and then I'm trying to like run out, and I'll miss some stuff. I don't always miss some stuff, but like there's certain times I'll get to my car or something, I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot to get this or that, and go back. Because a lot of times, like, I'll look at something like, I'm not sure if I want that. You know what I mean? And then if I go to the sale and I don't find anything, I'll go back and be like, I'll get that. Because a lot of times I don't feel like stopping to, have the conversation about purchasing or buying when it's not, over like one thing. Especially if I don't have change at the moment. Because a lot of times I have change, but sometimes I run out. But it's hard because I go to the ATM too. Like, they don't give you change at the ATM, which is really annoying. But I know you're supposed to have change, but I feel like if you're a seller, you need to have change. I remember there was this one time, and I was 100% in the wrong, but it was just kind of like principle at this point. This lady had like a camera for $1, and it was an Olympus, so I knew it was worth a decent amount of money, and so I wanted to buy it, and she was like, oh, I don't have change. So I was like, oh, okay, like, I was like, well, this is all I have right now, like, I can go check my car. I was like, oh, I don't have it, and she's like, oh, well, if you want to go get change and come back, and at this point, I'm like, I'm not going to go get change and come back, like, it's $1. So I was like, you don't have change, would you just, give it to me? And obviously, there's a 50-50 shot of that working. And so the lady was like, no, and she got all shitty with me. And so I'm just like, I was like, all right, well, you don't have change and it's your sale. Like, and so this old lady that like I see all the time, she was like, oh, she's like, it's just $1. She's like, here, take it. And so she gave me $1. Then I saw her a couple weeks later and I gave her like $3 back for her helping me out. But yeah, it was just like, it's $1, lady. Like, you don't have change. Just give it to me for free. You're basically giving it away at $1. It's so ridiculous. So, but yeah, I know I was definitely in the wrong as well. Like, I should have had change. as an experienced seller, but I rarely have changed just because it's just, I'd have to go like buy something, and like, unless I go to the bank earlier in the day and take my kids in, but like I just go to the ATM. I'm usually going there in the morning or at night, and so I just get the ATM, and most places won't give you change unless they fucking open the register. So you have to like, unless you like bring a fucking gun, you're like, give me all the fucking money in the thing, hold them up just to get change. But I think that would probably be a bad idea. You wouldn't want to do that. No. I'm not thinking about doing that. I just almost never have change. I was thinking about that. So it's been harder and harder to find like inventory on Facebook Marketplace. It's a lot of people selling stuff like at or around eBay prices and not willing to budge on price if they're even close. So like the dude I did business with today, I was probably asking like $1,100 for all the cards I had. You know what I mean? So he ended up paying like $900. But if you figure like eBay fees and having to deal with the possibility for returns, like, it's just a huge pain in the ass. And so, I let him look at everything, inspect it. It's a lot easier just to do it that way, because otherwise, you're having to people will open them and be like, these were sent open. And it's like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, so this way I avoid any of that. And I still have stuff left if I decide to sell them at some point. But I just wanted to get like $1,000 was my goal to pay for like the flights to Vegas. And then hopefully I can sell a few more. I've got a couple other things listed, and I'm going to list some on eBay to start getting the store going better and then doing the whatnot. So I've been a little broke this winter, not gonna lie. Been making it work, but luckily my wife does fine. So, but yeah, it's tough when you're reselling it. It gets slow and you gotta like kind of, but luckily like I have a good death pile, and like, you know what I mean? Like I just pulled $60 yesterday out of my death pile and just listed it, and it sold within a couple days. So I've got a few things left. I still have like a $300 drone that I've been waiting to hang out with my buddy to see if he can show me. If I couldn't figure the fucking thing out to save my life, so I want to make sure it works, and then I can list that. And yeah, I still have that. Still have a bunch of old Barbie clothes that go for like 40 to 50 for the sets. So I've got like a few of those. And I've been going through and doing lots. Like I just sold a lot of Transformers because most of them were incomplete. I almost like selling stuff incomplete or for parts. Like I sold a bunch of these robots for parts, like old die-cast robots from like the 70s, 80s. It's just easier because, people kind of know what they're getting. They're getting something that's already, that's the expectation is that it's already damaged. So it's just like, it's a little bit easier, even with like video games, because people just will be like, oh, this doesn't work or whatever. Sometimes if you send it working, like I sold a GameCube one time, and still to this day I'm like, did they fucking do something to it? Because it was easy enough to like replace a part on it and then send it back without somebody knowing that you did that. And so I forget, like I sold it to them, and like it would turn on and like the game would go on, and then it would get like an error message. But I'm like, man, we were playing this GameCube for like the whole weekend. Like that was a long testing time because I had friends in town. So I hooked that GameCube up and we played it all weekend. Like we played a bunch of different games on it. It worked fine. Sent it out that Monday, and then they were like, oh, it has an error. And it was my GameCube, like the serial number matched, but I'm like, you could easily open this up and take the parts out. So I've only ever had that issue that one time. And the crazy thing was their username was like, what the fuck was their username? I have to pull it up because I'll know it as soon as I see it. I have it on my blocked buyer list on eBay. It was like a name that I was like, I don't want to sell to this person. Because the name was like, I was like, this name is so ridiculous. It's got to be like, they're doing that so you can be like, no, look at this isn't, I wouldn't do that. Look at my name. It's a joke. Let me fucking find it because I know I have it here. I know they're on my block list. They make you jump through hoops just to get to your block list. Jesus Christ. Block bidder. Okay. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm reading. Come on. Where is it? I know I have them blocked. They must have changed. They had to have changed their name. No, because it would have stayed on there, right? Hold on, let me look through this slower. It was like Scammy McScammerson or something like that. Or like Liar. Something about them being untrustworthy. But now, so I don't know if it'll, like, if it updates the name. But there's one that I have on here that I don't remember putting on here. I'm wondering if that's it. It says, I am a good-hearted person. So I'm wondering if that's, because it was 100%, it would be on my blocked buyers list. If you don't know that you can do that, you can block buyers on eBay. But the name was like something crazy, like Fibby McFib or something that was like, that said that they were like a liar. And now this one shows up here that says, I am a good-hearted person. And I don't remember that username. I would remember that username. So I'm wondering if they change their name. I don't know if that happens, though, if your blocked bidder list updates with the name change or not. So I'm going to actually pause right here. I'm just about 40 minutes in, just a couple minutes to shy of 40. Because I got to go see and make sure that my kid's getting ready for gymnastics. And then I can pop back here and finish up a couple more minutes. I'm going to try to do like 23 more minutes. 22 at the time by the time I get back. So, all right, I'm going to pause and then I'll come back here. You won't know that I'm gone, but you might feel it in your heart or your chode. It's your bestie, Miss Westie. Sorry, I'm back. That was Kanye West Kid, Northwest, from the new Kanye West album that you're not supposed to like. It's actually really good. I've listened to it like 3 times. I was driving. I had to drive like just up the street last night to go to the weed store. I go to get my weed on Wednesdays because it's like they do 2 for the price of 1 on Wednesdays for what I get. So it's like I just go every 2 weeks instead of every week, and like I was paying way more. So like I would get the same amount. Like I get like 1 gram for the week. That's it. 1 gram of weed. It's fucking strong shit. It's fucking dab oils and shit. But it lasts me a week. You know, I just stretch it. And so now I just go every 2 weeks. And it's like 2 for the price of 1. And so it's a lot cheaper. And so I'll go there on Wednesdays for Wax Wednesday. And so I went there last night and I completely forgot that I had taken an edible. I don't usually do edibles. And like most of the time they don't really work well for me. But lately they've been working pretty well. So I don't know what it is, if like something's changed in my body. So like the other day I took like, because they're 10 milligrams each. You're supposed to take like a half. So for like 5. But like, you know, who are you kidding? So I did like 3 or 4. I think I did 4. I was like, 40 milligrams, you know. That'll be good. And so I did it, and then like I waited, and nothing was happening. So I ended up taking like another 3. This is during Super Bowl. Ended up taking like another 3, and man, I was fucking woo. I was gone. Like I didn't really do anything stupid. I was just watching the Super Bowl. I just kind of like passed out later on. But I think, oh yeah, I ate donuts too. Like I had like the munchies like a motherfucker, and I got donuts like the day before, and so we had like a couple donuts left, and I just went to town, and that combined with the weed was like enough to put me out to sleep. So, and then last night, so I was like, all right, so this stuff is actually works or whatever. So I was like, all right, I gave myself a couple days, and I was like, oh, I'll take some edibles today. You know, I got to go get some more weed. I'll just fucking take some edibles and that'll be good. And so I took them and I just completely forgot. And so I was driving to go get weed, and I was listening to the new Kanye West album for like the second or third time. And I was like, damn, this fucking album's so good. And I was like, and then I remembered I was like super fucking high. And because it was like, you know, an album hits you sometimes and you're listening to it like a different way when you get fucking faded. And so that's what happened. I was listening to it and I was like, fuck, I'm high as fuck. Like, this album's really fucking good. And then I listened to it again, like, sober, and it's still good. It's still fucking really good. So, yeah, I don't know. I forget what he said. He said something about Jewish people or something, or he said he loves Hitler. I mean, I'm pretty sure he was just trying to get out of his fucking contract with Adidas, because he says something like that in one of the lines of his songs, like about burning $8 billion to do some shit, and he laughs about it. But so yeah, I think it's, I mean, if you want to bust my balls for listening to it and liking it, it's good. But it's fucking really good. It's like him and Ty Dolla $ign, which I don't even know who Ty Dolla $ign. If you were like, ask me who this rapper is who's on it, I'd be like, I've never, like, not that he's bad or anything like that, but like even during the album, I don't know who he is. Like I don't know if he does. Like, I'm assuming Kanye does all the beats. Like that's just kind of like what he does, and the beats are fucking sick, man. Oh my gosh. All those people that were like, we don't want you to use our sample. They should have let him. Like, my God, that dude is fucking chef's kiss. Mwah. But yeah, I've been singing like the line that his daughter sings in the song. My daughter's been singing it. So that line I hated when I first heard the album. I was like, oh, this album's going to be trash. Like, he's got his kid on it. But that's the only time. And it actually, like, it is catchy as fuck. So I'm constantly singing it. I'm always just like, it's your bestie, Miss Westie. My fucking kid's been singing it back. So that's been pretty entertaining for the most part. So yeah, I've been liking it very much so. Super Bowl was this last Sunday. Speaking of which, I got super high to watch the Super Bowl because I didn't really want to drink. So I didn't drink at all on Sunday. I hate drinking. Like, I like it. Like, I like just drinking beer. Like, I like having a few like IPAs and getting like drunk off that. But I just hate the next, like, I hate it if you have like one too many. And it's like, who's to say what's too many if you're not driving anywhere? You know what I mean? If you're just fucking somewhere and you're drinking. But like, I don't know. I just can't get to that point anymore. Like, even when I start to get drunk, I'm like, oh, I'm done. And then I stop drinking, and then I usually stop drinking if I'm drinking like with friends in the afternoon for like, which, you know, that's like when I do my drinking. I don't do my drinking at night like fucking people do. If I'm drinking, I'm having a couple drinks in the afternoon, and then I just stop. You know what I mean? Like, I can't keep drinking, especially if I take a pause. Like, because when we do like bedtime and shit, it's like a whole 45-minute routine. So it's like I stop usually then, and then I'm like done for the night. Yes, yeah, I can't. So I got super high Didn't hit any of my football squares. Didn't hit any of my bets. I only bet like $5. I don't bet a ton of. I'm not a big gambler. I gamble on storage units, and so that's about as much as I gamble. But like I've been doing a couple bets on sports on FanDuel Sportsbook, and I'm terrible at it because I just do it for fun. You know what I mean? I don't like look up the numbers or like the spread, or I should figure it out, but it's just honestly a lot of work. I just want something that's going to keep me invested in the game. And so, yeah, I didn't hit on any of mine. So, football squares, man. I hit like a few years back. It was like 0-0 Patriots and Seahawks. I had 0-0, and the score of the first quarter was 0-0. And so I won like $150. But I had told the person that I was moving across the country, and so they fucking like just disappeared. I remember I hit them up like a few months later, like they had forgot about it or some shit, and I finally like hit them back and was like just like borderline harassing them. And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Because I was sending like really weird texts, just like saying stupid shit, because I was pissed that they took my money. Yeah, that was fun. That was a really fucking... I hate when people do that. It's like you're running the thing, and then you take people's money, you fucking piece of shit. So, I don't know. Hopefully they got what was coming to them. But who knows? That was in California, and then I moved to Washington. So I shouldn't have said anything. I left California like... I knew that like California was slowly becoming a shithole. And now I have friends who are just like, dude, I can't. Like one of my buddies was telling me he's like he has a really good job. He makes really good money. And he's like, dude, I make so much money. And he's like, and I just feel like I'm broke. He's like, because I can't afford to do anything. It's fucking crazy. He makes a ton of money and he just like goes to nothing. So somebody just hit me up about a Facebook thing I have listed. So yeah, I like doing Facebook stuff too. I know I just got sidetracked doing what was I talking? I don't even remember what I was talking about. I got sidetracked because somebody sent me a message about this like thing from 1964 that I have. I always like selling shit on Facebook because it's like cash. I always need people do cash on there. And then I've got cash for sales. So he's asking me what my lowest price is. I don't fucking know. You know, I forget how much I paid for it. I think it's already paid for because I got it in a lot of stuff for like $20. I think I paid. So it was so bright outside today. Fuck, the snow makes everything so bright. My kid's like fucking squinting. I'm like, do you want your sunglasses? She's like, no. Can't see shit, kid. So, I don't understand. I gotta wake my other kid up in like 10 minutes, so I have to decide if I want to sit here and talk for another 10 minutes or if I want to like go jerk off for another 5 minutes and then fucking smoke and enjoy like the last 2 minutes before I have to go wake my kid up. Technically, 3:45 would be 2 hours for her sleeping, but I think that she probably shouldn't sleep until 3:45 because otherwise she'll fucking wake up in the middle of the night. But who knows? I should call my wife and ask her. Such a fucking dilemma. Do I go jerk off? Or do... No, I'm kidding. Partially kidding. Yeah. My daughter's been in like the last 3 days. My wife worked the last 3 days, so it's just me and my 2 kids. And I try to like plan shit to do shit, and like so there was like the snow day was like right in the middle. So Monday we did some shit. We played outside because Monday was nice. So we got to play outside. We did some art projects, did hella shit. And then Tuesday, like if I get woken up, and this is on me, I need to change this, but like I just get like, if I don't get time to like wake up, I feel like I'm more grumpy in the morning. It takes me a minute to be like ungrumpy. and like my kid is like automatic, and like anything that I'm like that I say no to or anything like that, like even if I don't say it in like a mean way, she just like she knows, and she'll just like start fucking freaking out or whatever. And so yeah, I was a little grumpy the day of the snowstorm. And so like my daughter, of course, she was like, "Can we go outside? Can we go outside? Can we go outside?" And it was like a legit storm. So there was like fucking wind, and like so it was like, "No, we can't go outside." Like we would have gone outside and we would have gotten soaking wet because the snow was so like wet and heavy, and like so I'm like, "No, we can't go outside until the storm stops." And like the storm was stopping after she had her nap time. But the whole fucking day she was just like, "Can we go outside? Can we go outside?" And so I like, I had to be patient with her. But like, man, I snapped a few times just because she was like pushing me to that point. And I think she knows it too, because she gets like this look like she's like, "I'm you, motherfucker." Literally, I fucked her mother. That's how she's here. But yeah, and so like the last 3 days have been just like, and a lot of the word no, a lot of like her trying to tell me what's going on, and then telling her sister what the deal is. So it's always nice when my wife is done with work, but then like the day runs a lot less smooth. It's not like anything to do with my wife. She's just not here every day to like know what the schedule is. And so I try to get some shit done, and like, like when I just paused the podcast, I came upstairs and this bitch is playing fucking Zelda. I'm like, dude, it's 2:30 in the afternoon. It was closer to 3. Sorry, it's like 2:50. I'm like, you gotta take this fucking kid to gymnastics. Like I had to go up and get my daughter ready. Like, what the fuck are you doing? So, which she earns the time to like chill. You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying like, oh, she's a lazy bitch. You know what I mean? It was just, it's like, dude, she's got gymnastics. She just doesn't think about it because she's not here. So I like went upstairs, and of course she was just not ready. So it was quick. Got the kid ready, fucking out the door. She'll get there on time. But like, I hate getting to places late. I fucking hate it. One, like now that I'm a yard sale person, I always try to be early to all that shit. And two, it's just like when I was growing up, my mom just did not give a shit about anybody else's time. So I feel like, oh, Mom, I have to be here at this time. She just did not care. Hey, can you pick me up at this time? Did not care. Like, unless it's like, hey, she had to be there at a certain time. So that's like, it drives me fucking nuts. And so she's my wife is more like, doesn't give a shit about the time. And I'm like, is this just like a woman thing? Like, how do you not give a shit? Like, it fucking drives me nuts to be like, I want to be there like within like a 5 to 10 minute window early. You know what I mean? And obviously sometimes I get there right on time, like shit happens, but I don't get it. I've always hated that when I was growing up. Like, my mom fucking does and still does not to this day. Like, unless it's something for her, she's like, could care less about what time you say. It drives me fucking nuts. Anyway, I didn't mean to just start bitching. We had a nice little run going. We're almost at the end of this podcast. I'm trying to think of some reselling shit that I've got going on. Oh, my Rollo. I don't know how you say it. Rollo? Rollo. My printer, man. My thermal printer. I don't know if it's if it's an issue with my printer or an issue with my laptop. But like, it'll print a bunch of shit in a row, no problem. And then I'll get to the last couple things to go print them, and it just like won't fucking work. And I just have to do like random shit, and it finally will just work. So it's like, it's cutting down on the time that it saves by fucking up. And so I just keep forgetting to get in touch with them to be like, hey, can you troubleshoot this for me? So I don't know what the fuck it is. I hope it stops doing it, because I love that thing. It works really well when it's working. And again, I got like 6,000 labels for free from UPS.com if you sign up. There's like a video on fucking line. I think it was NC Picker when he was still NC Picker put it up. I've already talked about this. But yeah, dude, that was the best. Like 6,000 fucking UPS labels for free. And they're blank labels, so you can use them for eBay. You know what I mean? They're just fucking blank thermal labels. And those things are expensive as shit. So I might order some more soon. Just make another account, fuck it. My wife hasn't ordered any. My mom hasn't ordered any. So it's not like a business account. It's just a regular account. It's free. Free for me. So I think I've got like 6 more minutes to get to exactly an hour. So I don't know if that really matters or what to anybody. Or if they'd rather just hear me fucking curse. Say fucking for the next 6 minutes. Have I mentioned how much I can't wait for yard sale season?